everyone, and welcome to Reel Me In, a movie podcast, where you didn't really ask for it, but hey, I'm going to give it to you anyways. This is a podcast where I talk about anything, everything, anything about movies. Guys, this is the 50th episode of this bullshit. Did you guys even think it would come to this? 50 episodes. Next week when I do episode 51, it will be a year for me. And you're probably thinking to yourself, listen, dumbass, there's 52 weeks in a year. If you do one a week, then episode 52 should be your year. I skipped a year, or I skipped a year. I skipped a week during 2013. So the following week I did like an hour long, so I kind of made up for it. So I was very consistent throughout the entire year, and I only missed 1 week. Not bad. So next week will be my year anniversary on this show, and the fact that I'm episode 50 right now is insane. Like, you guys keep me going. You guys are the coolest peeps around. But let's get down to the brass tacks, ladies and gentlemen. This is a big fucking episode. A real big one. Like the hugest one, and I'm about to feed you this information. Marvel released their Phase 3 slate this past week in retaliation. I think it's retaliation to DC's slate that was released last week. So I'm going to go over all the titles and all the dates, and I will go over, like which ones are my favorite pieces of news, which ones am I excited for, and then I'm going to go over, first I'm going to go over the Fast or Furious 7 trailer, which is the Fast and Furious 7 trailer that came out yesterday. I'm going to go over that first, and I'll go over the Marvel news, and then I will have my review of Nightcrawler, starring Jake Gyllenhaal and written and directed by Dan Gilroy. And then, of course, box office results for the weekend, and wrap this thing up. But first, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor here at Reel Me In, a movie podcast. It is from CobraCoins.com. They are our sponsor for today. They specialize in creating fully customized coins for any occasion. You can create something unique that you can call your own. These coins are collected by video gamers and movie buffs everywhere. Seriously, just ask them. You want to put some Star Wars stuff on there, some Marvel stuff, some DC stuff, a movie quote, a movie picture, just ask them. They can probably put it on the coin. Cobra Coins is trusted by many police departments around the nation, not to mention the U.S. Coast Guard, the Air Force, and even your neighborhood-friendly Walmart. Create your customized coin today at CobraCoins.com and receive a 10% off by mentioning my name, Chase Lee. CobraCoins.com, cold-blooded, hot prices. All right, are you guys ready? Like, get ready to change your pants numerous times, because if you've not heard about this Marvel Phase 3 slate thing, I'm going to break this down in front of your face, and it's going to be fantastic. But first, I want to talk about the Furious 7 trailer. Now, going into this, I was expecting a lot, because as much as I love the whole Fast and Furious franchise, I really do. I really like 1, 2, and 3, but once 4 came out, that's when it really started to... It just took it to a whole nother level. And then when you add The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, to number 5, and you make it more of a heist movie, and then you follow number 6 with, pretty much the exact same formula as number 5, they got even better than number 4. So I was super stoked for 7. The only sad part is, I commented this on one of my episodes of this podcast. Paul Walker passed away when he was like, I think 80-90% done shooting the film, and so they had to bring in his brothers, and they're gonna kind of digitally put on his face on his brother's body. As I'll guarantee it's gonna be a bunch of back of the head shots and a bunch of fast action sequences to where you can't even tell. So I was looking forward to the trailer, at least just to see how it was. And how was it? Holy shit, guys. This is a fantastic trailer. I really love it, because they could have gone this down either path. They could have made it a complete tribute to Paul Walker, or they could have made it like, a badass trailer to reel in audiences. And I think they did the right decision making this a badass trailer to reel in the audience. Because here's the thing. As much as it is sad that Paul Walker has passed away, you don't want to make it like a memoir trailer. It just wouldn't make any sense. What Paul Walker would have wanted is for Universal to finish this movie, and they did. And so they needed to sell it to audiences as, just another installment in this franchise rather than focusing on Paul Walker. Because I'm sure they'll do that at the end of the movie anyways after the credits. So This trailer is awesome. The action is spot on. It's shot well. I love the choreography and the stunts and the cars. It's one of those movies where it's super action heavy, but there's such a guilty pleasure. Okay, like it's just one of those movies that you need to watch because they're guilty pleasures. They're not the best written or acted movies in the world, but they are damn entertaining, and you cannot beat that. This trailer is badass. I cannot wait for April. It's going to be sad to see Paul Walker one last final time as a send-off, and it's going to be nice to see an installment in this franchise that's directed by a different person, because it's directed by James Wan, who directed The Conjuring, Insidious, the first Saw. Like the guy's like a horror guy, so it's going to be really interesting to see him do an action film. Totally psyched for it. Totally psyched. So, Fast 7, I'm down. Let's fucking do this. Alright, you guys ready to break down this Marvel Phase 3 thing? Because I am. First, if you guys have any comments about for the Furious 7, trailer, if you guys, what do you guys think about the trailer? Just comment in that place where I upload my voice and let me know. Someone is in the comment section right now commenting on it, and they apparently like it too. So listen, this trailer's badass, guys. So go ahead and check it out. So Marvel Phase 3, I don't even know where to fucking begin. So I'm just gonna go down the lineup. Now, I was a part of many civilians, 99% of the population, that didn't get to attend this secret Marvel meeting where they held at the El Capitan Theater in California, and a bunch of press members, a bunch of fans went in there not really expecting much, but Kevin Feige, the president of Marvel Studios, basically called this meeting, and everyone came out and they sat in the audience and they were waiting for it. They were waiting for this grand old thing. It's almost like, the lights are off and they're going to turn them on, and Kevin Feige's going to stand on stage and he's probably going to burp or something, and then, everyone would give him his money because he's just that good. But, Kevin Feige comes on stage and he basically just lays down the gauntlet, pun intended, on the whole freaking Marvel Phase 3 slate. And I'm going to go ahead and break everything down for you, and all the dates and what's coming out and how crazy this thing is going to get. So, Avengers Age of Ultron comes out in May of next year, and then July of 2015 is Ant-Man. Now, after Ant-Man, Marvel has been very secretive on a bunch of projects. We had no idea when they were coming out. We knew some of them were coming, like Captain America 3, and, Avengers 3, obviously, and Guardians 2, but we had no idea about the other slates that they secured for those dates for certain movies. So, let's just do this. All right, so after Ant-Man, in 2016, you have Captain America Civil War on May 6th. You guys fucking ready for this? Because I ain't. I'm going to have a seizure before it starts. I'm going to be like, oh my god, oh man, it's about to start. They announced it as Captain America Serpent Society at first, and I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure 90% of people were just like, fuck, I don't know what that is, but I'm going to go see it because it's Marvel. So I was like, Serpent Society, don't know what it is, but I'll still go see it. And then later down the lineup, Kevin Feige pulled a fast one on us. He likes teasing us and, making us feel like we're dumb. And he basically revealed that it's Captain America Civil War, and Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. will be in Captain America Civil War as the opposing side for this war that's going to happen within the group. Because Captain America is going to lead a side, and Robert Downey Jr. is going to lead a side, and it's just going to be chaotic. And I'm really looking forward to it. That's probably one of my favorite pieces of news to come out of this whole slate, because I don't know much about the Civil War storyline, but I do know that shit's going to go down. Shit's going to go down between them. People are going to pick sides. So much shit's going to get fucked up. Okay, so later that year, in November 4th, 2016, is Doctor Strange. Now, we knew a Doctor Strange was coming this entire time, but we had no idea who was going to play Doctor Strange. We know who's directing Doctor Strange. It's Scott Derrickson, who directed Sinister. He directed one of my favorite exorcism movies, The Exorcism of Emily Rose. The guy's a fantastic visual, creepy director. Not creepy as in him, not like he goes into some bathroom at the Chuck E. Cheese and like, you know, stalks children. Creepy as in like his films are creepy, and he's got that like specific look to him that's just really eerie, and it's just like a different world almost. And I think that's what's perfect for Doctor Strange, because Doctor Strange is very it's magic based. It's going to be going into different dimensions, and I think with Scott Derrickson's take on it, I'm looking forward to it. But that's all they announced though for Doctor Strange. They did not announce the Doctor Strange. Now the rumor before this whole entire Marvel secret meeting was that Benedict Cumberbatch was in final negotiations. Now let me break this down for you people. Listen, he is not fucking casted yet. Now just settle down. Settle the fuck down. Listen, when he is ready, when he signs the lines and he, you know, dots his I's and crosses his T's, Kevin Feige will have an announcement and go, Benedict Cumberbatch is Doctor Strange. But until then, he's in final negotiations, which means, yes, he's closer than any other actor we have heard of getting the part. But he still has not signed on for it. So just calm down. Listen, I'm as much of a Marvel fanboy as anyone else, but you gotta calm your shit down, okay? Just unwad your underwear a little bit. Don't come in your pants too hard just yet. When he's announced, they will announce him. But as of right now, he's just in final negotiations. I thought they were going to announce Doctor Strange at this secret event, but, you know, at least they announced the date. That's the good thing. All right, so moving on to 2017, May 5th is Guardians of the Galaxy Dos. Now, we knew that a second one was coming because the first one completely annihilated the box office and just crushed any other competition that came out that weekend. And for like the next 7 weeks after that, it was number one at the box office. So we knew it was coming, but Kevin Feige stated that it was going to come in July of 2017, not May. So it actually moved up, which is, I mean, you can't really say anything bad about that. It's great. We get it sooner. I really like the first Guardians of the Galaxy. I cannot wait. James Gunn, who wrote and directed the first one, is coming back to direct the second one. Super stoked. Give me some more Guardians of the Galaxy 2, especially Rocket Raccoon. I want him as a pet. Have you guys ever just sat there one night drinking and sipping your tea on your porch, looking at the sunset and be like, I really want that fucking raccoon as a pet? Like, it happens, you know. I don't know if anyone's as weird as me, but, you know, if you're listening to this show, then you're probably as weird as me, which is good. We can be weird together. You guys want to be weird together? That was weird for me saying that. All right, moving on. So in July 28th, 2017, get this, guys, Thor Ragnarok. Now, at first, I had no idea what the fuck Ragnarok was. I looked it up and I heard people talking about it. It basically means the apocalypse. And for it being the third Thor film, I'm totally down for this. Now listen, I love the first Thor. I actually like The Dark World. It's not my favorite of Phase 2, but it serves its purpose and it carries the story, you know, further. So Thor Ragnarok basically tells me that they are going to go the apocalypse route, which is what everyone is saying, and that's what it means. It means apocalypse. So I think one or two things are going to happen. Thor's going to kick the bucket and he's going to fucking die, or I would say Asgard's like completely destroyed, or both will happen, or Loki will die. I don't know. Something big is going to happen to that universe in Asgard, because when you call your movie Ragnarok and it basically means apocalypse, and you don't have any fucking death or destruction in there, come on. So I believe something is going to happen at the end of Ragnarok, whether it be Thor dying, Loki dying, Odin dying. Something is going to go down. I just don't know what. But I think with it being called Apocalypse, like I said, I think something big is going to go down. And there's nothing wrong with that. As much as I like Thor, let's look at the projected numbers. Look at Iron Man's trilogy. Look at Captain America's movies. Look at Thor's movies. Thor and Thor 2 made money. No doubt about it. But it is without a doubt the weakest character solo in the Avengers universe. It's not Chris Hemsworth's fault. I think he's a fucking bona fide movie star. But I don't think people are as interested as Thor as, you know, they are Tony Stark or Captain America. I think it also hurt that there was really no, like, other character in there. Like Captain America 2, you had Black Widow. Tony Stark doesn't need another person because he can pretty much carry that movie on his own. In Guardians, it was a team-up movie. But Thor, like, yes, he has Loki. But I think with just Thor, I think people are just like, yeah, I guess. Like, so, something big's going to go down. I don't know what. I'm just fucking excited either way. Because I think it's a nice way to wrap up the trilogy of Thor. And I think, since it is Apocalypse, and I'll explain later down the road what the Infinity Gauntlet is, since we are going down that storyline, I think that Thanos will take over Asgard, try to get the gauntlet, and basically destroy Asgard. It's going to be a hell of a battle, and I can't wait. So the next one after that is November 5th, 2017. We have Black Panther. You guys excited for this? It's about time that we got a little diversity in this this Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I don't know much about Black Panther. I just know that he's a prince from a nation in Africa, I believe, and the location that he's at, he actually harbors vibranium, which is what Ultron's made out of and what Cap's shield's made out of, so he will definitely play a significant part. He was actually introduced throughout the whole secret Marvel meeting, and when Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans were on stage, promoting Civil War and like talking about that, they were saying someone's going to have to pick a side or whatever, and then Black Panther's picture shows up, and then Robert Downey Jr. drops that Chadwick Boseman is going to play Black Panther. That's fucking cool. He's a very good actor. I've seen bits and pieces of 42, all the dramatic stuff that he's in, and I really like him. He's a nice up-and-coming actor who just needed that right vehicle for him to like kind of propel him. Now, he was in the James Brown biopic Get On Up. Didn't see it, but I heard great things about his performance, regardless if they thought the movie was okay. So I'm excited. He seems like a perfect fit for this. Because Black Panther, from what I know, is like he's like a prince. He's like a king of this area, and so he's well respected. He's got a lot of money. It's gonna be interesting to see him play the role that Spider-Man is supposed to play. Because Spider-Man plays that role in Civil War where he can't really pick sides between Tony Stark and Steve Rogers. So, because Sony has the rights to Spider-Man, so Black Panther is going to fill in on that role. I think that's a great idea, especially since that vibranium comes from his area, and Cap's shield's made out of that, Ultron's made out of that. It's gonna be weird because vibranium harners the shield, which is on Cap's side, and then vibranium also created Ultron, which was basically Tony Stark's creation. So it's almost like he was the fuel and the fire almost for these two to actually fight. So, or he's going to be that one link between them two. So I'm totally psyched for that. I don't know much about Black Panther, but I like the character and like the description of the character. So I'm down. And that's it for 2017. 2018. Are you guys ready? You guys ready for this? All right. So they announced that Avengers 3 is coming out. And of course we all knew that because Avengers 1 made $600 million domestic, $1.6 billion worldwide. So of course they're going to make a second one. Second one's going to fucking crush at the box office. Whoever's going against Avengers Age of Ultron in May, you better just strap on your cup and on your genitals and just like hold them securely because they're going to crush your fucking nuts. Avengers Age of Ultron is going to make a shit ton of money. So we all knew that they were going to end this kind of storyline with these main Avengers with the third Avengers. Now they dropped it, the title and everything, and here's what it's going to be called. Avengers Infinity War. So that was already a good piece of news because that means you're going to go down the Thanos Infinity Gauntlet storyline where they get all the the orbs and the powers and stuff, like the Tesseract and what's that red shit in Thor: The Dark World? I forgot. But it's we have that stuff, and then we have the one that was in Guardians of the Galaxy, the one that harnessed all the power. You collect all those Infinity Stones, that's what they are, Infinity Gems or whatever. And you can put it on this glove, this Infinity Gauntlet that Thanos is going to eventually get, and he's going to have all the power in the universe. Like, he can basically wipe out planets at the flick of a a snap of his fingers or whatever. So I don't know much about the storyline. Like I said, I'm paraphrasing because I don't read comics. I basically just base these off the movies and what people say. But it's going to be called Infinity War. That's not the best part. The best part is that it's broken up into 2 parts. Infinity War Part 1, Infinity War Part 2. That, oh my god, my head exploded when I heard about that. Because what that basically tells me is that, like, this is going to be a cosmic and earthbound war between everything. It is going to be a massive movie. And so you have to break it up into 2 parts. I'm totally fine with them doing that. But Avengers Infinity War Part 1 comes out May 4th. And July 6th, they also dropped Captain Marvel. And according to Kevin Feige, Captain Marvel will be the woman version of this character, Carol Danvers. And like I said, I don't read the comics, so I'm just going off what people say. But according to Kevin Feige, she has the powers of Superman. So she is going to be literally the strongest, or one of the strongest players in the Avengers universe. So that is, I can't wait to see that. Like, I don't know much about Captain Marvel. That's why I said I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. But if she has the powers of Superman and she's a part of that team, she's going to kick some serious ass. I'm looking forward to it. And it's about time we have a strong female character. I'm not saying Scarlett Johansson has not done a good job as Black Widow, but let's face it, she's a side character. It's nice to have like a full-fledged, main character that is a woman and a superhero. I'm glad we can add diversity. It's the same thing with Black Panther. He's going to be an African-American gentleman who is playing the role, which is great because he's black in the comics. Hence the name Black Panther. It'd be very weird if it was a white person. Okay, listen. If a white person was cast as Black Panther, I would literally send a letter to Disney going, listen, I know you guys are racist sometimes, but why? Why call your character Black Panther and he's black in the comics, but make him white? Don't do that. Luckily, they didn't do that, so I'm curious about Captain Marvel. I'm not going to be excited because I don't know much about it. So, yeah, there's that. And that same year of 2018, November 2nd, is the Inhumans. Now, listen, like I said, listen, if I get attacked in the comments, that's fine. I'm giving you guys a heads up that I don't read comics. I don't know much, but I know I researched all these things, so I can talk about it with you guys so I don't sound like a complete jackass. But the Inhumans are kind of like the X-Men almost, where they were, I think, genetically made. Like, they were humans and they were genetically modified by experiments, and they came out as part human, part animal or something. Part whatever, that's why they're called Inhumans, but they have, these mutations and these powers. And like I said, I don't know much about them. I think it's cool. It's a very cool announcement, but I'm not going to be jumping up and down because I don't really know much about the characters or anything. It's going to be like Guardians of the Galaxy almost. It's like a band of people that have to fight crime and stuff. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it, I guess. But my thing is, I think that they'll explain why Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver in the Avengers Age of Ultron is in this universe, which is an Inhuman. Because they can't say mutant, because that's owned by Fox. They cannot say their father or son and daughter of Magneto, which they are in the comics, but that's owned by Fox, so they cannot say mutants or Magneto or X-Men. They cannot mention any of that. So I think what they're going to do to work around it is say that they're Inhuman, but I could be completely wrong. I have no idea. I'm just taking a guess. So that is that. And for May 2019 is Avengers Infinity War Part 2. It's going to go down. Shit's going to hit the fan. People are going to cry. It's going to... yeah. I mean... it's already going to be bad enough that, after Part 1, it's going to fucking end and you're going to kind of, see it just end right in front of you. I want more. I have to wait a whole year for this shit? Are you fucking kidding me? So... yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, for Part 1, Part 2 is going to be epic. And here's what I think they're going to do. Totally a guess, but here's what I think. I think after Infinity War Part 2, I think that Tony Stark, Steve Rogers, Thor, Bruce Banner, well, actually, I don't know about Hulk. maybe Black Widow and Hawkeye, I think they're going to be done. I seriously think that they are going to be done. Because after the Infinity War, which is like the major war against Thanos, which is like the biggest baddie in this universe, you have to kind of like reboot it again. Not saying you have to reboot it and go back to origin stories and build that up again. But after the Infinity War, there's going to be so much devastation, destruction, and everything that you're going to need to kind of start over with new characters. And I think that's why Black Panther, Captain Marvel, Ant-Man, Inhumans, Guardians, I think that's why they're all going to be introduced, because they're going to like eventually carry this whole entire franchise on their backs with like an Avengers like 5 and Avengers 6. I don't think Iron Man is going to be a part of it anymore. Same with Captain America or Thor. They might, I don't know. But after the Infinity War, that tells me that Kevin Feige is thinking about putting new Avengers in for the next installments after Infinity War Part 2. Like I said, speculation. I don't know anything. I'm fucking dumb. Let's move on. But that's Marvel Phase 3 that was announced this week. A lot of information to handle. If you're not a comic book person like I am, but you like the movies, hopefully all the information I gave you helped. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you're banging your head the entire time while I was telling you the information because you're just like, no, that's fucking right. Listen, like I said, I'm probably going to get some stuff wrong. Don't come out with pitchforks. It's okay. I still like the movies, and that's what I base all my information off of. So what did you guys think of the Marvel Phase 3 lineup that came out this week? What do you think? What's your favorite title? Like, what are you most excited for? I'm personally most excited for Captain America Civil War, and of course the Avengers Infinity War. If I had to pick my favorite new character I'm looking forward to, is Black Panther. He sounds the most interesting. Doctor Strange also sounds interesting. He's a rich doctor that's really arrogant, and he gains all these magical powers and stuff. I mean, he sounds cool, but Black Panther sounds even more badass. So those are my picks for Marvel Phase 3. So moving on. Nightcrawler. So me and my girlfriend saw Nightcrawler yesterday, and here's my little review on it. I really liked it. Is it going to make my top 10? I don't know, man. This whole year is fucking close for top 10s. Like, last week I saw Birdman and Whiplash, and this week I saw Nightcrawler. Now I've already got my top 10 set up. I have to put those 3 in the top 10 and move shit around. That's how strong of a year this has been, because every single week for like the past month, I've seen a bunch of good movies. And so, Nightcrawler. Jake Gyllenhaal. It's written and directed by Dan Gilroy, who has written The Bourne Legacy. What else did he write? He's written a lot of stuff. I think he even produced Michael Clayton, I think. He's been in the business for a while, and he's actually married to Renee Russo, which is the main woman character in Nightcrawler. So Nightcrawler is basically Jake Gyllenhaal plays this like sociopath. He's really creepy. He can talk bullshit out of anything. He tries to persuade people. He gets out of situations just by talking to them. He can persuade people very easily. He's very like book smart, but he's not really people smart. Like he knows how to do stuff, but he's kind of like self-taught himself how to do all these things. But when he when he like talks with people, he doesn't know how to do it at all because he's just really awkward and he doesn't know how to connect with humans on that level. So he becomes like this late night reporter, like video person, where he will have a police scanner in his car and he'll hear like a wreck just happened or a robbery just happened or something just happened. He will race to the scene and he will film the footage that's going on and he will sell it to news stations, and that's how he gets his money and that's how he kind of survives. He's a survivalist. He at the beginning of the movie, this isn't a spoiler, but at the beginning of the movie, he's seen grabbing supplies and stealing stuff and selling them to plants and whatnot to try to get a quick buck. So he becomes a Nightcrawler, essentially, of the news world, and it's such a seedy and dark place that's being represented in this film. That's what I really liked about it. What I also liked was the cinematography. The cinematography was beautiful. Holy shit! This was the DP was Robert Elswit, I think, and I forget what else he's done, but I remember the name. And if I think of who I'm thinking of, like he's shot very beautiful movies. Dan Gilroy, the writer and director, like I said, he's written like The Bourne Legacy and he's produced some stuff. This is his first directorial movie. This movie is fucking excellent. The fact that this is his first film excites me for his career and what he can do as a director and grow from here. Like, it just blows my mind that this was his first film. But the way this is directed and the way it's shot, the night scenes are so eerie and kind of oddly beautiful to watch because they're lit so well. They're shot, like, just expertly. Like, they make these night scenes look so dark and disgusting. Like, you don't want to be a part of this world almost, but you're intrigued at the same time. That's what I really liked about it, is the fact that there's intrigue throughout this entire thing, whether it be like the profession that Jake Gyllenhaal is going after in this movie, his character in general, just the way it looks. Like, there's just so much intrigue around this movie. So for the directing and the shooting alone, I love this film. And the writing is so good. Because the writing, Jake Gyllenhaal's dialogue is very not normal. It's very abnormal. And so he speaks very differently from most people. It's really odd. It's really hard to explain. It's almost like he speaks a different language almost. But I mean, he speaks English, but like he uses his grammar and punctuation and everything just differently than most people. And his character is very interesting. Was he slimy and creepy as fuck? And will he scare me at night and while I was sleeping? Yes. Like tonight, I'm probably gonna sleep in the fetal position and probably sweat bullets because I'm assuming Jake Gyllenhaal's gonna come through my room and like start filming me and scare the shit out of me. He's just that good. What's really weird is like he's the villain of this film, but you want to root for him at the same time because you know his heart. Like you know where he's coming from, but at the same time he's an evil douche. That's the best way to put it. And so he's a very interesting character. You want to hold on. Wait. Okay, that's what happens when you do this live. I almost had a sneeze, but I guess I didn't. Yeah, his character is very intriguing, and you just want to like see where his character goes. You want to see how far he can get into this world. The acting is just top class, man. Like Jake Gyllenhaal he's a fantastic actor. Last year he came out with Prisoners, which was excellent. This year he also did Enemy, which I think is a better performance in Enemy than this one, but that's okay. It's not like he has to be best in the most current film. I just think for me personally, in Enemy, fantastic performance. And this one he's very good too. So the acting from him and Rene Russo, Bill Paxton's in this. I just think they all did a fantastic job. And Jake Gyllenhaal lost a lot of weight for this. And so his Skeletor look mixed in with his personality and his persistence to like get things done, and like he wants to be the best and he never blinks. His fucking eyes are always open, staring at your soul and eating it. Fantastic acting. Great, interesting character. I really loved Lou Bloom, the creepiest motherfucker. Wait, that's his character name, the creepiest motherfucker this year so far. Like I said, the cinematography is beautiful. It makes the nighttime shots in LA look very, like I said, golden from the streetlights and just very dark and gritty at the same time. It was almost like it was illuminated to make it look like it was good. Or no, that's a weird way to word it. It just, like I said, the streetlights were very golden, but it was shot very grittily and just dark, and I loved it. It's shot so well, especially the last 20 minutes. There's a chase scene, and this whole like last 20 to 30 minutes of the movie, like I was sweating because it was so intense and it was so well edited and shot. I felt like I was a part of it. I felt like I was a part of the action and the intensity that was going on between Jake Gyllenhaal and what was going on around. I don't want to spoil anything. I don't spoil anything on this podcast, so sorry. But yeah, guys, I can't recommend this movie highly enough. And like I said, the editing is top notch. The movie's almost 2 hours, but it flies by because I was so interested in Jake Gyllenhaal's character alone. He could have been taking a shit and like carving a pumpkin. I don't know. But if he was doing that, like, I'd watch it. Because he would basically tell us how he's carving the pumpkin, how it's going to, like, set him apart from everyone else, how he's going to become the biggest and the best at what he does while carving a pumpkin while taking a shit. and I'd still be interested. That's how great his character is. The music is also good. It's almost got like a... It almost had like a 70s vibe almost. Like the music was very, very vintage LA. I don't know. I guess that's the best way to put it. I really liked it. I liked the soundtrack a lot. The one thing I didn't really care for is the ending. I didn't really like the end of the film. I didn't like the way it wrapped up. I understand like the things that were going on and everything. For me, the ending didn't really work, but 95% of the movie did work for me, and I really liked it. It's a great satire on the news. It's like super dark and like darkly comedic in like the first half, and like the second half becomes like this crime thriller. I thought it worked out beautifully. It was a great transition. I didn't feel like it was just genre hopping without any purpose. I thought it was perfect for what Lou was doing. You know, in the beginning, he's starting out in this profession, and towards the end, he gets in the deepest shit, like with what he's doing. So I think it worked out. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, in my 50 episodes that I've done this, that was the first time I've sneezed. I hope you guys feel more disgusted now than you already have. I apologize for that. But my nose has been kind of runny lately. Like, you guys need to know that. But overall, dark, gritty, funny at times. Performance from Jake Gyllenhaal is fantastic. Rene Russo does a good job. I love Bill Paxton. It's shot beautifully. It's written just so well. The intrigue is there. I'm going to go big for this one. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. The only reason I'm going to dock it from a point is because I just didn't really care for the ending that much. But overall, the overall piece worked for me. That's why I'm not going to like bash on it. So what did you guys think of Nightcrawler? And if you have seen it, comment in that places where I blow my voice to let me know, because I would like to know you guys' thoughts on Nightcrawler. I think it will go in my top 10 for the year. I don't know, man. It's tough. There's so many good movies out, but it might be my top 10. I'm gonna say that for certain. It'll probably just be a lot lower than most people's, but I think it will be. And that will be my top 10 of the year podcast coming in December like usual. So, Nightcrawler. It came out. It's a fantastic movie. How did it do at the box office? So let's go down the box office results for the weekend. Coming in number 5 is The Book of Life with 8.3 million. Domestic, it's got 40 million. Worldwide, it's got 69. Its budget is 50. And I told you guys the rule of thumb is you need to double the budget for it to break even, because theaters take away half of gross from movies in theaters. So the studios only get to take a certain amount. So that's the way I like to judge it. So 69 million it's made so far on a $100 million budget. I don't know. It's probably not going to make its money back, but we'll see. Number 4 is Gone Girl with 8.8 million. This thing is like a juggernaut. I love Gone Girl so much. I'm so glad that David Fincher finally found something that is like a commercial success for him. There's been a lot of commercial success for him, like Curious Case of Benjamin Button, I think was very successful, but all the rest have been like subpar for audiences. Even though I love every single David Fincher film, all his films don't make near as much money as what Gone Girl has made right now. Right now, domestic is at 136. Worldwide, it's at 279 on a $61 million budget. Yeah, you can bet your ass it made some profit. Number 3 is Fury with 9 million. It's right now at a domestic haul of 60. Worldwide, it's got 98, but its production budget is 68, so it needs 136 to break even. It's got a little ways to go, but I think it can do it. So, yay, go Fury. I didn't see it, so I can't really comment if I want it to succeed. So, number 2 is Ouija, or what I like to call Shit Z. Guys, there's a reason why I don't like write comedy, because I'm terrible at it. All right, Ouija came in at number 2 with 10.9 million. Remember that number. Remember it, 10.9. And so its domestic haul is up to 34, worldwide at 42. Hey, what's the budget? Fucking 5. So it needed 10 to break even, and it's made 42 worldwide. Listen, who in the fuck saw that movie? You guys are giving it money. You guys want this shitty trend of horror movies to stop? Stop fucking paying for them, okay? The studios listen because you fucking pay for them. The fact that it 4 times its budget, it made back. If they make a Ouija 2 and it's called like Ouija 2 Ouija-er, I'm going to start a riot. Alright. Sorry guys, I need to take some medicine after this or something. Alright, number 1 is Nightcrawler with 10.909 million. So, Ouija made 10,900,000. Nightcrawler made 10,909,000. So by a $10,000 difference, and these are the projected numbers for Monday, but that could all change, or for the weekend, but that could all change tomorrow when the real numbers come out. Ouija might upstage it just a little bit, or Nightcrawler might keep it there, but as of right now, it stands at Nightcrawler's number 1 with 10,909,000, 10,000 more than Ouija, thank God. And it only has a domestic haul of the 10,909,000. I don't know what the budget is, so I don't know if it's doing well, but I hope it does because it's a fantastic film. So that will do it today on today's episode, guys, of Real Me and Colin and Movie Podcast. This has been episode 50, guys. You guys are fucking awesome. You guys keep me going on this thing. I do it for free. I do it in my bedroom on my computer. That's how I record everything, and you guys are the best. If you guys want to follow me on Spreaker here, and you just click that follow button, you can listen to me live or listen to me whenever my episodes upload. I'm also on iHeartRadio, so you can listen to me on there. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, it's at Real Chase Lee, REEL Chase Lee, all one word. If you guys want to like my Facebook page, where I'm up to date on live podcasts and when I post podcasts, movie reviews, anything of that nature, it is facebook.com/realreviews with Chase Lee, all one word again. If you guys want to subscribe to my YouTube page, go check it out. You can procrastinate for hours. I got a bunch of short films on there. I got a web series that I'm turning into a full-length feature. I got movie reviews. I got the podcast. There's a bunch of shit on there that keep you guys entertained. It's youtube.com/Shabutnik75, capital S, lowercase HABOOTNIK 75, all one word, and it's the number at the end, so 75, not the word. So, yeah, that will do it for this week's episode, guys. Join me next Sunday, whenever that is, November 9th. Yeah, because it's November 2nd, so 7 plus 2, Chase, come on. I'm terrible at math, I guess. Join me next week for another episode. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I don't know what's coming out, but you guys know the drill. I will always talk about something that is current during the week. I will talk about trailers, news. I might pick a movie to review out. If there's nothing to review, I'll just talk about the news. Like I said, you guys know how it goes. I love you guys. Thank you to my sponsor, CobraCoins.com. Check them out. And listen, guys, if you guys want this podcast to get bigger and better, and I can get better equipment and whatnot, just spread this around. Spread this podcast like the proverbial seed all over the internet and just make people disgusted. They're just like, what is this? Why do people keep posting this? They're going to click on it. They're probably going to listen to it for about 10 seconds and shut off because my voice is annoying. But if you reel in those people that will click on it and like it, they will listen to it. This thing will get bigger. I can bring on more guests for you guys. I can get better equipment so I don't sound like a fucking mouse in a tin can. That'd be fucking terrible for 30 minutes. But yeah, I love you guys so much. You guys keep me going. And if you guys listen to us at night, have a good night. During the day, have a good day. If you guys listen to us on the toilet taking a shit, that's okay. I'll still be your friend. Yeah, go see Nightcrawler. That's my advice to you for this week's episode. I will see you guys next week on another episode of Reel Me In, a movie podcast. See you guys next week for whatever I talk about. Goodbye.